Yes.
So there we go. Game 2. DauT's trailing behind 1-0, and he's chosen to play on Regicide Fortress Mayan War, which is something I think DauT is going to be feeling very confident with.
When we get to Castle Age, I'm gonna talk a little bit about DauT's selection on how he plays this, because I used this map in a tournament a while back, and I was given some pointers on it by another friend of ours, and I'll kind of let you know what he told me at the time.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be relevant when that time comes.
When that time comes. Yes, indeed. Scouting with his king right now. And there we go, luring his deer in, his boar in with his scout. And yeah, you see that a lot on Regicide Fortress, players luring their boar with their eagle warriors. Makes a lot of sense. I remember speaking to Fiage not long ago, and I was like, yeah, we were talking. We were commentating a game, sorry, and I was like, oh yeah, so he's gonna use his scout over there, and Fiage was like, it's not a scout, man. It's a boar stealer. That's what he named it. So yeah, perfect.
Oh,
for doing
he's
that
a
job.
FTP.
FTP, huge FTP.
Filho de puta. One interesting thing I'm seeing here from his start that I haven't seen before is I don't think I've ever seen anybody do 2 lumber camps at the start of a Regicide Fortress game.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? Any reason, perhaps, why you might have decided to do that?
He just had villagers on each side, and it was the easiest way to separate them. In the long run, it's not going to affect much anyway. I
No.
think you'll see him place a town center in between the lower lumber camp and his stone for one, and then we don't see enough of the rest of the map yet, but...
No.
Well, you know what? I can even share this now. I was going to wait until later, but one of the things that Viper told me that DauT likes to do on this map is he'll do heavier plumed archers at the start. He will do just 2 town centers and try and get more plumed archers to try and take control of the map a little bit more. So maybe that's going to be more of his intent anyway when the time comes. But that was going to be kind of what I'd bring up later, and we'll see if he actually follows through and does that. But he'll delay his 3rd town. Well,
Okay, he'll delay his 3rd and go more plumes. We'll see if that happens. We'll see. Town center placement. You say on the wood, between the wood camp and the stone at the bottom.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Town center placement.
I think you're going to see one in between the stone and the wood, yes.
Yeah. 3rd, though, it's going to be a little bit hard for him to put it on any gold at the back.
Well, if he hadn't placed the one at the top there, I think you would have saw one there.
Yeah.
We got to see. Let's see. He has 1 gold out front, and we don't see his 3rd yet. But if it's,
I think it might be back in this corner or back on this side.
I think it's actually to the north of his base.
Really?
That would
It's
be
going to be
my
that
guess.
far out?
It could be, but if it's back there, that could be an easy wall space too.
Yeah, you could wall across this side and protect the stone. If there's a gold back here, then you can do all of that with one little wall.
Yeah, it's either one of those. As long as it's behind, I think either one of those is very protectable.
Yeah, definitely. See, one thing I really like about DauT is just I just love how he plays. He's just such a strong player, and I wouldn't be surprised if, as you said, we'll see that the later 3rd TC. Though he's moving over to stone right now, so perhaps he's not going to do that.
I think he's gonna place his buildings with those villas.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And then he'll take the first stone dump with those, and then send 2 back. So he will be able to make his town centers. He just may not make the second one right away.
Yeah. Also, one thing that we've noticed a lot in a lot of Regicide Fortress games, one sort of common pattern that I've seen as well, is that players who make a 4th TC often end up going to win the game over those who just stick with 3. What do you think about that?
It depends on the map positioning, because a lot of times the deciding factor turns out to be a hill. So if you have 3 town centers, you go up fast and you get trebs and maybe 2 castles on a hill, you can win the game like that. Because especially if your trebs can reach a castle of his, you can swing that game like that, and it's hard to make up for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But these games end up so often in ram wars too. So as soon as you can have an economy that can sustain a steady diet of siege rams, you're going to be sitting in a lot better position too. Because I think every matchup that we saw, Mayan versus Mayan in the GML, came down to who microed their rams better.
Yeah, it really did. Who had the most rams? Who microed their rams? It really does. The rams are so important to this matchup, and yeah, I agree totally. The players who manage to get the most rams really do have a nice advantage.
When I was practicing this map, one of the things, going back to the 4 versus 3 town center thing, is I was taught, you want to get that, you want to go up with 3 to secure yourself a quick imperial time, but then add a 4th, because I do think that having a little extra economy like that, I mean, 170 wood per ram isn't cheap.
No,
so I really think that those guys do want to get that going as fast as they can, but
yeah.
And for the most part, plumed archers aren't that expensive of a unit, but wood to upgrade to elite. So if you're doing that and you're trying to put down siege workshops and you're trying to make, it can actually cost you a lot of wood.
Yeah. As you see, DauT just going up to the castle age, moving his villagers out right now. He's gone straight up to 3 TCs. He's put 1 at the front. There was actually gold here. He couldn't have known about that, but that's he's chosen to put his TC there. It happens there's gold there. He's put on the wood.
It turned out to be a perfect spot.
Yeah, it really did. That was a really nice spot for him. And you can see Chris is starting to make some plumes already, as is DauT, of course. And 3rd TC at the back as well. And on the wood again. But that was so well done how he sent the 2 villagers over to here. They built the buildings and then he sent them back and he had exactly 200 stone. So good.
And actually, I like these town centers even more than I mentioned before, because I'm a person who does like to put town centers on a combination of resources, be it stone or wood and gold, or even berries or deer. But the way he's done it is he's secured wood, and that's the most important thing for making sure that you get a healthy villager and farm economy going.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a really good, and unless his military just gets totally outworked and he can't keep his villagers working, I think that he's going to have a really good uptime.
Yeah. He's already got the 2nd wood up. He got that as soon as he clicked up to the castle age. He's not forgetting a horse color or anything. So yeah, he's just going to be villager production, plumed archer production, trying to get his economy really strong. So as you said, he can support those siege rams later on in the game.
Oh, before we go any further, I do need to say this. I love you, Feek.
As requested by...
We should have done that when we were talking about his boar stealer earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Forgot about that, totally. He's loved by many. So yeah,
a face like that. He's so handsome. There's Chris moving in and hunting villagers right now. 1 down and run.
Yeah, not bad. Of course, DauT doesn't actually have loom here, so easy picks.
What he's going to do is he's going to go take that pass there. So if Chris tries to run through, he's going to get a few shots on him before he can. I think Chris knows that. He's just going to do a full retreat, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, he's hiding out in that corner. He's going for another one.
He's going to go back. DauT on the ball. Villager straight in. He didn't lose anything there, and he's still not getting loom. So he's going to have to be on the ball. Have to make sure he doesn't let any of his villagers get sniped off like that. And he's going to go chase Chris down, it seems. He's got fletching done right now, and I think he might have been waiting for that before he tried to engage him fully. I'm searching for that right now, and we'll probably see Wheelbarrow coming in fairly soon as well. I think now is about the time, isn't it? His population's up to 62. He's got 3 town centres up and running. Wheelbarrow around this time is really useful.
Yeah, I think I would have actually had it sooner, but then again, I've never been rated 2,500.
True. I'm gonna send over his plumes himself. Might be able to pick a villager on this gold, perhaps. It looks like he's gonna head in that general direction.
Yeah, he's definitely taking a wide angle at it. He's going to want to try and get up there as fast as he can and try and get a couple good shots off.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
But
we've
he's
got
going
Chris
to
coming in on the front as well, and
Yep.
forced back into TC. But
Now
yeah,
he knows where his army is, though, and
exactly.
hopefully he can make it count.
Can he get? What's he doing? Yeah, he should be able to get 1 or 2 here. Oh no, 1. There we go. 1. But yeah, he's going to retreat back away there. He might come back and deal with these plumed archers from Chris for now.
He's getting a pretty high wood count. I'm wondering if he's going to let his resources get too out of balance here, because that'll definitely affect the time it takes.
Yeah, his wood's quite high, but if you have a look, he's got 20 lumberjacks right now. 24
He needs a
farms.
house too. Oh, he's going for that 4th town center now too.
Yeah, there we go. So up here, yeah. I think that's a good decision by him. I think that's a very good decision. If Chris has only gone for the 3, I think DauT is going to be in a great position.
I'm trying to check out the map right now to see if Chris were to fast up, where his attack might want to focus from. And there's no real large hills out front, but there's a slight one, and I think that he would maybe even castle that if he was going to forward them. Or
Yeah.
off to the right, there's the extra gold pile, the 3
Yeah.
grid gold pile.
Yeah.
And maybe he would just take that and just make sure that DauT could not push in behind.
Yeah. There we go. Wheelbarrow right now. I think that's probably a little bit late, but 19 minutes. We'll see.
He has really healthy population, though.
Yeah, definitely. He's keeping his villager production going this whole time. As you see, his food count never getting that high because he's constantly queuing up those villagers, not stopping. But as you said about the attack, I don't think Chris is going to place a forward castle. We've hardly seen it at all. I don't think he would do that. But then again, at the same time, DauT's got a reasonably front sort of loaded base here. His gold is all sort of out the front.
Are you watching?
Yeah.
The battle? Okay. Chris had 1 and then 2 more upgrades than DauT in that battle, and even ran a runner and drew a lot of fire. But I think DauT just had too many guys there, and with that many guys, even when you're all upgraded, the main thing is that you're doing one-shot kills. You can accommodate for a lack of blacksmith upgrades if you're making sure that each shot you take is a kill.
Chris is coming in again. DauT, obviously
Just-
outranged here, so he's gonna have to be microing these
not
as
for
well
long.
as he can. Yeah.
He's got it now, and they'll each do 1 shot in runs. There must be some lag because these guys each had flinches, like they would go to look like they were gonna take a shot and then wouldn't fire.
Yeah. And Chris just sort of clinging to this little hill just to try and get a little attack bonus. And
As a streamer, I feel a little guilty because one of the things that Chris mentioned when he was talking before was they had no lag when they played their round 7 matches. And now it looked pretty clear that there was some.
yeah, our fault. They're not complaining, so it can't be too bad, I don't think.
They're not the type that would complain.
Yeah, true. But yeah, DauT continuing plumed archer production, of course, continuing to work on his eco. As I said before, I don't think Chris is going to place a forward castle. I think he's more likely to try and secure the gold on the right or on the front here. And there's DauT's castle going up right there on the front as well. Going to help him to secure the golds on the front, of course. And yeah. Oh, Mangonel coming in for Chris. And oh no, DauT not paying it. Well, not seeing that. Chris coming in with the Mangonel, got a big Mangonel shot there.
And
suddenly
that
DauT,
castle will knock it up.
Yeah. Suddenly DauT losing half his plumed archers, and Chris, nice position to be in right there. This castle, of course, not going to go up. And now DauT under a lot of pressure. Siege workshop of his own, and I think, yeah, he's not got a siege workshop yet, so I mean he's not going to be able to get a Mangonel out for a while. Chris, of course, pressuring the Siege Workshop as well. DauT suiciding his villagers into this castle here, and he doesn't have enough plumed archers to defend. I think DauT has just made a very big mistake there, throwing those villagers away. The castle won't go up, and that was a little bit risky, I think. He will get his Siege Workshop up though. I don't know if he was just doing that to kind of divert from the Siege Workshop, and the Mangonel is coming out. And Chris with another Mangonel coming over as well. DauT not in the best position on the front here. He is, however, about to click up. There we go, just clicking up right now.
I think Chris is already up 2 though.
Yeah, his score did dip earlier, didn't it? After he won that battle between...
Not just that, but unless he thinks that he's going to do some sort of Castle Age push, he already has the second defense upgrade, and that's usually something you would get on your way up, because otherwise you'd want to save that food and gold.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Although saying that, DauT did get his second defense upgrade a little bit earlier. But I think when he saw the amount of plumed archers and the Mangonels coming in, I think that's when he probably did that. But yeah, I think obviously Chris will be up a little bit sooner, I believe, because his score after he defeated that after he killed off all of those plumed archers, his score was still less. But yeah, actually forward castle from Chris. I was not expecting that, to be honest with you. That is kind of unorthodox.
That Dane is kind of smart.
Yeah, obviously. And obviously now, if Chris is gonna reach Imperial first, he will have Trebs out pretty quickly, and he will be putting a lot of pressure onto these 2 castles here. So DauT's going to have to defend pretty well. He is going to have a pretty tough time here, I think.
He does have 2 castles coming up though, so he could get a lot of Trebs up there fast. But it's tough to say because Chris still isn't up yet, so
yeah, I think
if he doesn't get there in a few seconds, he's not going to have much of an advantage at all. And Chris's score also dipped down just now again, so I wonder if he just advanced now.
Yeah, that's weird. It did just drop off quite heavily there. So you might be right there, actually. And DauT. Sorry, you're not the one playing
cool.
this. I know. I get it mixed up. I mean, you and DauT on a par, but. But yeah, if DauT, he is going to get up first, and we're going to see Trebs straight away, and this castle will be down. I think that this is why I didn't think Chris was going to forwards, because it's very risky. If the other person gets up before you, starts to get out those Trebs, you're going to see...
Well, I think that he kind of thought that with him getting into DauT's economy a little bit, that DauT would be up slower.
Delayed him. But you know what? I think Chris is on 3 TCs at the moment. That's why
DauT also having Thumbring already is
huge.
Really helping out too. If you just saw that last battle, I mean, he lost 2 to 5. Oh, look at how many castles Chris has right there right now. This is gonna be the spot of the map where that game is decided.
Yeah, and it's not a bad position. It's not a bad place to have a forwards. I mean, he's kind of securing this gold back here if he needs it, but it is risky. Of course, now DauT has got his Trebs out. He's just picked off a lot of plumed archers from Chris as well. If you look at the back there, and Chris now just getting up to him. But at this stage, DauT's already got 4 Trebs out on the map, and he's going to have 5 in a moment. And these castles are going to be going down pretty quickly. Let's have a look. Siege tech. He's not getting capture arm just yet. He's going to wait a little bit for that, I think. Making plumed archers for the time being, and researching the elite plumed archer upgrade right now. Pretty much fully upgraded. He's just not got ring archer armor. Chemistry is being researched, and as you said, he's got thumb ring already as well, so his plumed archers are very nearly fully upgraded here. And there we go, first castle going to go down, and this is why the forward's very risky. Of course, Chris here going to have the hill advantage on his Trebs, but that's 2 Trebs there, and DauT is about to move forwards. He has got 5 Trebs already out, and these castles could be going down in pretty quick succession. Well, you might want to bring some villagers over actually to repair these trebuchets. He could lose one if he doesn't do that. And of course, fighting uphill, not a good idea. Upgrade wise, he's got extra attack, he's got extra defensive upgrades, so even fighting uphill, he might be okay. Yeah.
Wow, Chris is really getting a lot of those Trebs.
He is, yeah, focusing the trebs down. I don't know why he didn't bring up some villagers over to repair or anything. Because, I mean, look at that. Chris is repairing his trebs up straight away.
Yeah, and they're gonna die though.
Yeah. And there we go. Ram coming in. Capped Ram just completing right now. And DauT is going to focus down those trebs with his Capped Ram.
There it is.
Chris
I was
HG.
expecting that too. It's
Yeah, I think that forward was too risky. I don't know why he... I suppose in retrospect, you would say, well, why would he go forwards like that? But
I don't think.
yeah.
I think it's one of those things that you have to judge that if you're gonna up fast, you need to know that you're gonna be up faster than them, and then you can attack from it. If you're putting it out there and then they get up before you, you're caught with your pants down.
Yeah, definitely. And there we go. Chris, 3 TCs, 1, 2, and 3. His economy wasn't big enough, fast enough to get up to the Imperial Age first, and DauT pushed his advantage from there. So yeah, I'm kind of not surprised that DauT won that, to be honest. I mean, DauT obviously feels very confident on Regicide Fortress. Chris hasn't shown the strongest performances on Arena and Regicide Fortress in the GML either. So very well played by DauT there. We'll go back and we'll move into Chris's home map.